Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video tutorial, we're going to be making this beautiful, super gorgeous quilted leather bag. This bag is very simple to make. It's beginner friendly and it comes with free pattern. Okay, so to make this bag, we are going to need the following materials. We're going to be needing this and this. This measure about 15 inches by 11 inches, and the bottom panel measures 10 by 5 inches. I'm going to be using the main panel to cut out 2. We've cut out 2 of these. So this is the bottom panel. I'm going to be using to measure out. Place it like this and mark out just 1. I've cut the bottom panel. Then I've cut just 2 of these. So these are just what we need for our quilted bag. This is the foam I'm using, so I'm going to place this main panel on top. Then just cut around it like an inch excess, just a bit bigger than that panel that we've cut out. With this bag, I'm just going to be making some monkeys. So this ruler I'm using is a normal ruler. And I'm also going to use chalk because this is cleanable. I'll just take this ruler here and I'm going to place it on this edge like this. After you made the first mark, then you place the edge of the ruler at this mark. Here's it. So just place this on that mark. That's how you continue in this process until you're able to get the entire leather mat like this. I'm going to sew on these lines. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place it on top of this foam that we've cut out. Place it like this. Take it to the machine and sew on top of these lines. If you are sewing on a kind of leather that is going to be difficult with your machine sewing through it, you can just take some machine oil. This is my industrial machine oil. Add a little to the leather, just like I'm doing. So if you don't want to add to your leather, you can add to your needle tip. Bring it to the edge, the back stitch. The back stitch. First quilting, let me just trim off. I've done the first one, this, which is this. So it's the other lines I'm going to draw out now, the ones that go like this. I'm putting the ruler at the tip of this. Place this one, this side of the ruler, on this line. So I'll just continue marking them out. Very easy to quit once you've got the idea. I'm just going to take it to the machine and sew on this line. It's going to come out like this. So this is the last stage for the quilting of this particular one. Just continue the process and get to the edge, the back stitch. quilted panel. So this chalk mark is cleanable, you can clean it. I want the bottom to be a bit hard, so I'm going to be attaching this thick leather. You can also attach your hard carry board or marco. So if you are using this and if it's not thick enough, you can double this up. I've gummed one layer of thick leather, but it's not as strong as I want it. I decided to add another layer. These are just pieces of leather that are not useful, so I don't want to waste them. Better now. I will simply just trim some leather off from the edge. To sew them now, plus the bottom panel. I'm going to clip them together. So I'm going to sew from this point to this point, out and in. I've sewn these parts, so to sew these parts I will align them and clip them together. I'll go back stitch first. Going to sew on it again, just the same way we did, to kind of secure it or solidify it. But when you get to the end, you back stitch. This is the bottom panel. I've cut notches on this. You don't have to do this, just to kind of guide me. So I also have my notches here. So to get your notches, what you do, you fold it into two and get the middle, cut a notch on the middle point here. There's a certain mark here already, so I'm just going to take the right side of my bottom panel and the right side of this. I'm just going to align them using my pegs. I sure it go around the bottom panel. So I'm just going to sew. Finish sewing. I'm just going to trim all of this out. Guys, here is the quilted bag. I'm going to turn it inside out now. So easy to turn because it's powdered with foam. Just turn it and then pop out this hose at the bottom with my fingers inside it through. So guys, here is the bag. So I've turned it inside out. This is the bottom of the bag. So the next thing we are going to do is to fix the zipper panel for the bag and the lining. I want to measure out the zipper panel. So I'm using this template, which is 12 inches by 2 for the zipper panel. So now I'll use this template to get the zipper panel. They are going to be 2 for this quilted bag. Next thing I'm going to be doing now is to make the lining. So these are 2 lining pieces for the main panels. They have been cut out. This one here is a lining for the bottom panel. This is for the zipper panel. I have 2 zipper panels cut out. Each of them measure about 12¼ inches by 2 inches. This one here is the access panel, the one that is going to go around the bag. It's not the zipper, it's different from the zipper panel. Just cut it to be the same size with the length of the bag. I cut in excess and each bigger than the length of the main panel. The length of the main panel is about 15 inches. The measurement of this is 15½ inches. The zipper stopper here, which measures 3 inches by 1½ inches. It goes around the zipper like this. The zipper measures 15 inches in length, a little bit bigger than the zipper panel itself. I've already made a mark here, which is 1/4 inch. This is where I want the zipper to start. Feel free to start at the edge if you want. I'm going to sew the zipper to the panel, starting at this mark with the right side of the zip facing the right side of the panel. So if you sew like this, you are going to be seeing these raw edges of the zip. So I'm just going to bend it at an angle of 45 degrees. Don't use your pins because we are using leather, and using pins might just poke some holes on the leather that you wouldn't want. So you can clip them in place like this. You can use your clips instead of pins. I'm going to base the zipper to this panel for then base the lining to it. That will make it easy for me to sew. I'm just going to bend at an angle of probably 45 degrees. The right side of the zipper facing the right side of this leather. Guys, remember there's a mark I made here. That's where I'm placing the zipper, that 1/4 inch mark. Take note of that. So I'm basically just basing the zipper on the leather, just to hold it in place. So just when you get to this, can cut. The raw edges of the zipper is being hidden, but I will sew it and bend it at an angle. The next thing I'm going to do is to sew the lining to it. It's going to face the right side of the leather, so I'm just going to make sure they are aligned by clipping them in place. I'm going to sew close to the zipper. You can use your hand to feel it if you're actually sewing close to the zipper, because I can actually feel my hair. I can feel where my zipper tip is. So I'm just feeling it, and I'm ensuring that I'm sewing close to it, since I don't have a zipper foot. So when you get to the edge, you're going to back stitch and trim off. So here is it. So I'm going to turn like this and top stitch on this using a black thread. Feel free to use a blue thread if you have, because this leather I'm using is like dark blue. You can apply some oil before sewing on your leather so that you can sew freely without any challenges. I'm simply going to top stitch. I'll back stitch first. Top stitch. So I'm still sewing. Kind of top stitching. I'm just going to sew around it to close it up. When I get here, I'll put my needle down, raise my foot up, and sew this last part. I'm just going to cut now. So I'm going to trim off this excess lining. Now, one other thing you can do, if this leather you're using is light, or if you think your machine can go through, you can fold the edges. That will give it a neater look. So the leather I'm using is a bit thick. I'm not going to fold anything. I'm just going to trim. Even the suede itself is thick, so it's still going to come out well. So I'm just trimming close to the edges now. So bend this through, lighten and burn this thread off. I'm going to burn. This one part of the zipper sewn, so I'm going to sew the other one to it now. So I'm just going to take it. Remember, you have to make a mark, a 1/4 inch mark. So I'm just going to take the zipper like this and face the right side of the zipper. For this other part, facing the right side of this, I'm going to bend it at an angle. So you can use your clips to clip it in place. Once you bend it, I will advise you to align this first to ensure it's equal, like this. Then you take your zipper panel and ensure it's here. I'm just going to base it in place. I'll base this part in place first so that it doesn't move. So I'll just use my hand. I don't have enough clip. In fact, I can't find my clips now. Just to base it in place. So when you want to make any adjustment, you put your needle down. You can see the zipper is moving away from the leather, so I want to make an adjustment to move it to the edge. So I'm still sewing. Once you get to where the zipper head is, you can put your needle down, raise your foot up, then move the zipper head down so you can comfortably adjust whatever adjustment you have to make. So when I get there, I'm going to back stitch. I'm going to sew the lining to it. I'll just ensure that the right side of the zipper is facing the right side of the leather, as I said before. So I'm going to clip it to it like this. Then I'm going to sew close to the zipper teeth. I'll back stitch first. So I'll use my hand to feel where the zipper teeth is. I want to sew close to it. If you have a zipper foot, you don't have to do all of this. I'm back stitch. So I'm just going to fold this to this and top stitch, back stitch. So put your needle down, make any adjustment. I'm just going to trim out the suede now. This is the other panel sewed to it. This is the zipper panel. I'm going to take the stopper and sew to it. Remember the measurement of the stopper is 3 by 1.5 inches. Yeah, so I'm going to sew like a boss stitch on it. Put my needle down, back stitch, sew my foot up. I'm going to back stitch again. So if you like, you can sew another cross stitch here, like a cross. That will secure it in place more. This is our zipper panel. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fold it into 2 like this, and you cut a notch. Then you take the other side, fold into 2 and cut another notch. So this is a notch first and this second notch. All right, I'm going to be sewing a pocket to the lining, and before I sew, I want to fold these raw edges, top stitch on it before I sew it to the lining. I'm going to be removing my black thread and replacing it with this thread. This one here has a peak thread, and I'm going to use this peak so it matches with the color of this. So I'm going to be top stitching on this. It measures 10 inches in length by 9 inches in width. So So I'm just going to fold like this. If you cannot eyeball it, you can make a mark from here to here. You can make 1 inch mark, then fold on that mark. So I'm just going to fold, and so I've applied some oil on it too. So I'm trying to ensure that it's equal. Then top stitch. Back stitch first. Simply top stitching. So if you want to make any adjustment, you put your needle down. You can check to ensure it's going straight. When you get to the end, you can stitch. So I can now cut off this and this. Here is it. Here is it. So I'm going to take my lining. You fold the lining into 2. Okay, you use your chalk to make a mark at the middle point. Then you also fold this into 2. You make a mark at the middle point. So you leave about 1.5 inch down this way, or you can leave about 2 inch depending on where you want to place your pocket. The center mark here, you place it on this center mark, so it will be well aligned. Just going to start sewing now. Back stitch. On back stitch again. At that point, and if you feel the pocket is too wide, you can sew another line of stitch. I'm going to sew a line of stitch here. If it's too wide, you can draw with your ruler if you want to sew. Yeah, not bad. So I'm just like a design. I'm sewing on that line that I marked. Back stitch. Because we always preach about having neat finishing when it comes to making of your bag. This the pocket, and there's a small pocket. This is a line of stitch we just made. So we've done this now. Thank you guys for watching today's video, and please watch out for the second part, which is the part 2 of this video. I really don't want this video to be too long, so I split it into 2 parts, part 1 and 2.